Good morning, everybody. We are back the 2nd of May. It's now it's winter. It's real winter. It's very cold. But to be fair, it has been cold, I think, from April, to be honest. And then it looks like this winter is gonna be very chilly. I don't know what's gonna happen with this load shedding. It's gonna be very, very bad. Welcome to the show, and thank you for taking your time just to listen to the show, and then we try our best to give you the news as much as we can. But your support is giving us strength. The show is called TBR SSF Show, which simply means the Big R Solution Sports Forum. And then it's myself, the Saubrey Boyz. I'm joined by Thabinho, the only Brazilian that we have. Thabinho, welcome to the show. Will you kindly greet the viewers? Thabinho, your volume is closed. Check your volume. And then,
There we are.
greet the viewers.
Thank you, Brasobri. It's always a privilege and an honor to you in the show. Looking forward to, enjoying the show with the viewers. Morning to all our viewers. Ikhosi, Mapagani, and the Sandawana, and everyone.
Yes, we Ikhosi liphele umoya.
Bapanchi.
But namhlanje Ikhosi liphele umoya.
Run flat.
Everybody can disappear, not Saddam. But today, because liphele umoya, I can't even find him. I don't know what's happening.
No, but this is the third time that he has disappeared. Remember, even after the Sekhukhune game, we were looking for him all over the place and we couldn't find him.
Because liphele umoya, man.
Yeah.
But if you look at the Chiefs fans that we have, he's only one of those who still has who still has the guts, to show up and all that, and Mahlodi. But I'm struggling to get Mahlodi. Mahlodi is one of those that I need to, but it's too late now to organize. But let's get started. Let's get started. I said it that once a team gets a momentum, it's going to be very difficult to stop it. And this is true with Orlando Pirates. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I just want us to start here. I want to congratulate Marumo Gallants. They're doing well, Marumo Gallants. And then CONCACAF or CAF Confederation Cup, they are going to the semis. And then I don't know whether you've made the research. How much do they have now by qualifying for the semi-final?
In terms of
monetary value.
No, I don't even know what the price is. Yeah,
I know you normally do your research. I thought you'd be having those figures.
No, I will check after the show.
Yeah, but I think at least they have received something. You know what is worrying? They are down there. We'll be showing the log. They're down there and then struggling a little bit. Although today I want us to talk about the Nedbank Cup. Remember, it's coming this coming weekend. And that is why it would have been nice to have Makosi to come and defend the position. Now, I don't know. But congratulations to Marumo Gallants for the good job they have done. As I've said, what is just worrying is this position where they find themselves in. There they are. They're right, at least, where they? No, they are not at the bottom anymore. No, they're number 3 from the bottom. And this is very scary. This is very scary. They are left with 3 games.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah, 3 games, because if you look at Maritzburg stand a chance of, let's say, to get 9 points if they win all their 3 remaining games. And that will give them 34. And then Marumo Gallants, if they can win their 3 games, then they'll qualify. They'll remain. Chippa United, I know that you guys, you want Chippa United to go. It's your wish. And then, yeah, what's your take about Marumo Gallants? Let's also look Swallows. Let's see, where are they? Where is Swallows? They are still there. They are languishing there. I think this was done before.
No, they're on top 8. They're on top 8. They qualified for top 8 after winning yesterday.
Yeah, I think this thing was done before they played yesterday.
Yeah. So
And
this is on top 8.
it's on top 8.
You give them 3 points. Yeah, you give them 3 points there. They move to 34.
Yeah, I've spoken to their management that we need to do a special show with them. Yes, I also haven't managed to get hold of Skukune guys, because I also want them to talk, because Skukune, they've done well. Remember when we were starting, we doubted and said what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is your input?
Look, they've actually done, well, considering where they come from. They've built up a nice, solid team with experienced players like Kadaso, one of my favorites, Lindam Dambo, and they've got Ajemang, and then they've got a blend of youth. So they've got a mixture of both, which balances the team very well. If rumors are anything to go by, apparently they've roped in Floyd Mbele, the former Orlando Pirates admin officer. So they're actually building, a very good team. Yeah. So I see them, the next season contesting for Sydney.
And if rumors are correct, they say you are recruiting Sinki Mnisi. And let me tell you, if you can get Sinki Mnisi, that will be a plus factor. Because I know Sinki is very good. Look, you have a player like Shaulile, Sinki is the one who came up with that ball.
Let's not forget Mushishi.
Yeah, you have Mushishi too, all right? Okongo, all right? And there are so many players that Sinki and F. And one thing that I've discovered, I don't know whether it's your observation as much as mine. In South Africa, we have good scouts, although they're scattered. If you look at a person like Sinki, if you look at a person like Skrima Chabalala, Skrima is a very good scout. Don't underestimate that.
Yeah.
You have people like Jomo Sono, you've got people like Rulani Mukwena. I think that's what made Pito to join Rulani Mukwena. Now, I hear somebody, I think it's Saddam's son, Cellular, saying Pito will sort out Kaizer Chiefs. What's your take about that?
Sort out Kaizer Chiefs in terms of coaching.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
I think, Pito is on another level. To be honest, without insulting anyone, I don't think there's any other team that can afford Pito at the moment except Mamelodi Sundowns. So we know Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates are not willing to break the bank. At the moment, I don't see Kaizer Chiefs, meeting the financial requirements that, comes with Pito Msimane. Pito is on another level. Let's allow him to go and raise our flag elsewhere.
You see, I'm for the view. Sorry to cut you short there. I'm for the view that Pito has to go to Bafana. Sort out the entire Bafana, under 17, under 20, under 21. I listened to Notwane when he was interviewed by Robert to say, these boys, they don't even meet. They don't even come together. That is why they lost under 17, probably. All right, to Morocco.
They lost to Morocco.
Yeah, they are just being assembled. Then they train one day, then they go. There's something wrong there. Why am I saying Pito maybe needs to sort out the Bafana, the entire squad? I listened to one article, which I spoke about to say They say when he went to Mamelodi Sundowns, he professionalized Mamelodi Sundowns. He said everybody should start at 8:30 until 3:30. All right. And things were done differently. This thing of players going to report to the president directly was stopped. Everybody was reporting to him. Although apparently it was difficult because you can imagine the opposition. There was huge opposition. People were used to go to report to the president directly. And also, credit must be given to the president for supporting him because he could have just said, no, this is how things have been done here at Mamelodi Sundowns. And then he recruited Rulani Mokwena, according to the reports. You know, if you look at all those things, that tells you that this guy can sort out Bafana Bafana. I think we have a serious problem with Bafana Bafana. And then, I mean, listening to what Notwane has said, that they don't even, you know, and then even the PSL, there's no cohesion, there's no relationship between SAF and PSL. Players are not released on time. You need such a person. And remember, Pizzo is no nonsense person. He doesn't take no for an answer. He doesn't allow anyone to instruct him and all that. You need that kind of a person. And I agree with you. Don't take pictures. And then me, if you ask me, I believe Arthur will do well with Kaizer Chiefs. It's just a matter of time. Look at Arsenal today. I'm still gonna stick to that one and say, give him an opportunity, all right, and give him the right material. Arthur will do well at Kaizer Chiefs. But let's move on. Number 2, I see you're at 49 points. But remember, you have just won. So, as I say, this was done before you win. So now you are at 52 points. And then Super Sport, where they are at 50. If they won their game.
Yeah, they're at 50.
Yeah, so they're still there. They're still breathing on your neck. And then Kaizer Chiefs, there is any chance of Kaizer Chiefs doing position 2? Because if you look at that will be 9 points, and then that will give them about, they won't make it, 53.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember last week I gave them the game against Swallows. Remember I said they're going to collect the points.
Yeah.
And I was surprised.
Yeah. And if they win the remaining 3 games, they can get 9 points, which will give them 53. So you are almost there because you are at 52. One win with you are gone. Let's see. Yeah, but it's still gonna be tied between you and SuperSport. It's still gonna be tied in you and SuperSport.
SuperSport are not going to make it easy for Pirates.
Saddam said, Saddam guy position 2, Nedbank. So maybe that's what is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, after watching Kaizer Chiefs, I mean, Kaizer Chiefs hasn't been, performing well. You know, like the great Jose Mourinho said, good football don't win you games, goals to. And this is what we see with Kaizer Chiefs. They play very good football. But they don't convert those chances. I mean, you look at yesterday's stats, they had 75% ball possession, but they still went on to lose the game. How do you control the game and then still lose?
They still lose the game. Yeah. But, I think they do some elementary mistake. And then look at that first ball. Ngobo, I don't know what happened there. And Kune, that was good reaction for him to react. But unfortunately, that boy kicked it very well. But at the same time, why can't you congratulate Moroka Salas? They've done well. Look at these players. We don't know them, eh? But all of a sudden, and you see players shining. Remember, everybody's buying from Swallows, because they don't have that big wallet or big players. And then that young man who scored, I was seeing for the first time. Do you know what happened? Where did they get it? Where did they get it?
I don't know where he comes from, but you know what? The pass, I call it defense split pass. That pass left Chief defense confused. The one that resulted in the first goal. I don't know who supplied him. I can't remember who supplied him, but that pass was brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, Kune tried to cover, but unfortunately, the boy was focused. He never took off his eyes from the ball.
And Kune did well by moving out. Now, let's look at this. You are playing Kaizer Chiefs. And for the last game, this is stats from a Nedbank. They've beaten you. How many times? 5 times. Those are the scores: 2-1, 1-0, 2-1, 2-1, 1-0. Although it's very, very close. What's your take?
Saubrey, how did Pirates lose those games?
Yeah, just tell me. You are a Pakane.
Chiefs was not there. Chiefs was not there. I mean, the last game, miscommunication between Olisanda and China.
Yeah.
It was just against the run of play. I mean, the last 3 games. I always emphasize that you need luck in football. And in the last 3 games, Chiefs were just lucky. But now remember, in the last 3 games, Thembinkosi Lorch was not there. He knows and understands how to beat Chiefs. He has done it a number of times. Let's go back to MTN 8 2020. Who destroyed Kaizer Chiefs on both legs? Thembinkosi Lorch. And when I was watching Paris last game, one of the commentators said, in any game that Lorch scores, Pirates don't lose that game. And let's forget about Saling, because Saling in the last 2 derbies, I think derbies are too heavy for him. Thembinkosi Lorch, I hope he recovers before the derby, which he will. He will be bringing, the derby experience. And now he will be playing against players who never played against him in a derby, which is going to become a serious problem for them. Because they don't know who they are up against. If Peterson will be in the starting lineup, that would work in favor of Kaizer Chiefs. He has never played against Lorch. But if Kaizer Chiefs was to start with Kune, Lorch knows how to beat Kune.
But don't you think the element of rustiness may be a problem, especially on Lorch, especially when a player is from injury? All right. And remember, football is about psychology. All right. A player might be scared of, let me not push too much, although the derby is a different story. Everybody wants to play the derby. And they understand very well that only the derby will make you a star. And njengomdletshe asho lathi, hey, when ziphuta ngedabi you're gone. Ngeke usabuye. And look at Mponjane now. We don't see him now because of Davi, Mponjane, we don't see him now because of Davi. And Mdletshe said, when ziphuta ngedabi uhambile baba usabuye. So don't you think that will play a role?
No, he missed 1 game. So he can't be rusty after missing 1 game. And Lorch was picking up nicely. He only missed this game, the last one that they won. And he was getting his form back. The last game before he was injured, he scored a winning goal, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's say
I don't think he was the rust.
If you are Sinki joining Pirates, or if you are a screamer Chavalala at Pirates, those who give advice, will you keep Lorch? I'll tell you why I'm saying this. PSG, I see the reason why they want to sell Neymar. He's injury prone.
Yeah.
And that's what I pick up with Lorch again. And sometimes you say, you know what, rather than losing money, let me sell this guy. and get my money and invest in another new player? I'm just asking. You can tell me. Will you do that?
No, for me, it would be a wrong decision. It would be a wrong business decision. I mean, Lodge have been injured since August 2021. He hasn't played. He is now recovered. He started playing. He's picking up form. You want to sell him. Why didn't you sell him when he was, struggling with injury?
No one will buy him at that point.
Yeah, but you invested a lot in his recovery. Now, why sell him now? Look, for me, there's no substitute for experience. Like Mchomana said, show us the school of experience, we'll take this boys. Lodge his experience, he has grown up. For me, he's a Pirates legend. The same way as Kune. Why would Kaizer Chiefs keep Kune? He's also injury prone. Age is not on his side. Why would you keep Kune?
But remember, goalkeepers are maturing with age. They're more. Buffon played until in the 40s. Did
you see his maturity in the second goal? Kune has always, lately, I'm not a big Kune fan. I've always loved Kune, but
now you have switched off your mic. Come back again. You shift off your mic a little bit. Say it again.
I'm saying in the last 2 seasons, I have not been impressed with his performance. I think it may be complacency. I've done it before. I know how this thing is done. I think that has let him down a bit. Let's look at yesterday's game. The second goal. What was he doing in the second goal?
I think he didn't see it, to be honest. The way it came, remember, there was this player who intercepted with a bicycle kick. I think that disturbed him. He didn't see it, honestly. Both goals, it's not Kune's fault, to be honest. Because the first one, he was anticipating.
The first one is not his fault.
Yeah, anticipating. Yeah. And the second one, I think because of that interception, he lost it.
I think I'm going to go back to Pirates. I don't see Mponchani coming back, and I see the reason why Chinese giving chance is transition, to integrate him into the team, because they can see that Mponchani is old. Ofori is injury prone. Ofori, I don't know. There's too many mistakes by Ofori which cost the team. So they're trying to groom China. I think Kaizer Chiefs should also have the same transition. Yes, goalkeepers play until they reach 40, but this is the downfall of Kaizer Chiefs because they never replaced Abo Tsulonyane, Abo Simpiwe Shabalala in time. They waited until the last minute. And now they are saying, we are building. Farouk Khan said, big teams don't build, they replace. So Kaizer Chiefs cannot be building. No, we don't expect a big team like Kaizer Chiefs to build. We expect them to replace. So keeping Kune there will be a continuation of the same problem that they have at the moment. They need to find somebody younger because Kune is about 34. His time is up. They need somebody to back up Peterson. And they need to start now. Kune must mentor and groom these boys before he hang up his boots, his gloves.
But you see, me, when I see Chiefs is not bad. Chabalala, I'm very much impressed with him. The boy's got vision. The boy knows how to trap the ball or the first touch. And releasing the ball is also good at that, Well, I've got few problems with few of the players there, and then who sometimes lose balls unnecessarily. They are not bad. And then I think Zwane is for the future, is coming. He's relaxed.
I love that boy.
I like his confidence.
Mm.
You know, playing in a big game, very confident. And you know what? Because I'll tell you more, they may surprise you. I'm telling you.
Lihamba nge-run flat.
Saddam has
Lihamba
introduced.
nge-run flat. Yeah.
Saddam has introduced another name, Matsabaka wheelchair. Maybe you want Matsabaka wheelchair. But Ikhosi, I'll tell you more, they will surprise you. Now let's move on. We'll talk again on Saturday. Maybe you'll be strong enough to be here. Now let's look at another semis, which is Stellenbosch and Sekhukhune. Who do you think will take this one? So in your game, you say you are going to beat Chiefs to go to the final, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And then here, who's gonna win to meet you?
Look, my heart is with Stellenbosch, but my mind is with Sekhukhune. Sekhukhune have done so well. Like I said, you know, in the show that they have mixed a blend of experienced players and, you know, young players, which is a fairly balanced team. So yeah, for me, I'll go with Sekhukhune. I love Stellis. But yeah, this one I'll give it to Sekhukhune.
What do you love about Stellis?
A youthful team, confident, and I think Stephen Parker have given them, you know, that free role to express themselves. He's one other coach who's giving youngsters the opportunity. This young player, I forgot his name, who was now recently murdered, the 19-year-old. I remember that boy when Pirates lost to Stellis, that boy, you know, played a very, very huge role at 19. I think this is what we want to see. We don't want to see young stars who are 26-year-old, because in South Africa you have young stars who are 26, 27-year-old. Young stars are actually 18, 19-year-olds. Those are young stars. We need to see, that is the future we need to build, and that will also help Bafana Bafana. Because, you know, I don't.
And he said, sorry to cut you short, he said, Steve Barker, they are not going to buy, they are going to build, hence they have the academy. You know,
that's what I like about them.
What I also like about them, when they give us the news, they share the news, they give you everything, you know, statement, well-written statement. They even cover the women's side of things. You know, they cover their sponsors and everything.
They cover everything.
No, you know what? They're doing exceptionally well. But Sekhukhune, you know what? Remember, these are new people who came. Well, maybe they've been following football to say they're new, but in terms of ownership, they're new. You know, you cannot compare them with the late Bramike Mukwena or the late Ndate Mulemed. You know, they've just came in, but it seems as if they are doing a good job there at Sekhukhune. Sekhukhune is playing a very good football. It's a nice team to watch. In fact, I must be honest, the PSL is playing well. Peter has just said not long that the South African football is very awkward. That is why the North African teams are struggling to play against South African teams. And South African teams are still going to surprise a lot of people. That's why he said he's not surprised to see Mamelodi Sundowns in the semis and Marumo Gallants in the semis. What do you say about that?
Yeah, look, you don't beat TP Mazembe and still not go all the way. Gallants have done well. Mazembe is a very tricky team, and they are the best in playing dirty. You know, the hostile environment that you receive in Lubumbashi, you can ask Pirates, you can ask Sundowns. You know, you get hostile treatment from the person who sweeps the floor at the airport right through to the stadium. You need mental strength to go to DRC, and Gallants have survived that, and I need to compliment them. A lot of teams don't come out alive in Lubumbashi. So yeah, I'm glad, and I agree with Pito, because, you know, nobody gave Gallants a chance. I never thought they would go this far. I mean, to be honest, you know, I'm sitting here and eating my humble pie. They've done well for themselves and for the country.
But you once said something very powerful yourself by saying maybe they need to be careful. It happened with what you call
Cosmos.
with Cosmos, and then they went all the way. Finally, they ended up being out of the cup. So I don't know. So maybe what you are saying was having some merit in it. You want to add something to that?
Yeah, look, you need depth. You look at Paris, you look at Sundowns when they go into continental tournaments. They you know, they sign lots of players because there's a lot that is involved there. There's traveling, there's fatigue, there's, you know, hostility, and, you know, you play 2-3 games in a week, and that's taxing for the players. And for me, looking at them, I don't think they have the depth, which is a problem for me. Because if you look at Sundowns, you look at Paris when they go into continental, you know, tournaments, they always have backup, you know, squads. You know, when they come back from Egypt, when they come back from West Africa, because West Africa is a problem when, especially with traveling, because you need to connect in Europe. So players are jet lagged, players are exhausted. You know, you can't keep the same 11 throughout. You need at least to mix, you know, to change at least 4 or 5 players. Now the question is, do they have the depth? Because now when they come back to the PSL, now it's a crucial time in the PSL. Everybody wants to qualify for the top 8. Everybody wants to survive the chop. No favors. If you get a draw, you are lucky.
But now, this brings something very sharp to me. If you look at Europe, it's just 2 hours traveling for UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
If you listen to what Mourinho said, Mourinho said, let's stop bringing African players and naturalize them as Europeans. Let them stay in Africa. Africa will win the title. Will that, what I'm just saying now, does this mean that the teams in Africa are more endurance compared to the European teams? Because there is 2 hours traveling, and then they come back. It's like going to Cape Town or going to Durban. Do you understand? Here, like you say, with all those difficulties, but they come back and play, and Al Ahly goes and play in the World Cup. Do you understand? Does that tell us something, or does it also tell us another thing that we are not talking about? That our leaders in Africa, they need to start to build an infrastructure. What is the reason of going to Europe before you come to an African country because you are here in Africa? Well, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, those are politics. Yeah,
those are a topic there for another day. But it makes me think sharply. Now, let's go to Europe. What are you saying about this Haaland phenomenon?
Look, let me watch him another season. He has done well. He's a predator. My son is crazy about him. He even have his profile picture on his WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, very sharp, mobile, focus. He knows where to find the target. He knows when to shoot. He knows when you know to pass. He's a brilliant player. But I just want to give him another season and see how he's going to perform. But I think Pep have done well with this boy. He connects very well with Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, they're doing well. They're carrying, you know, City on their shoulders. I've seen, you know, in social cycles, people were saying he must win the Ballon d'Or. For now, looking at, you know, Messi is not doing well at PSG. Ronaldo is sitting somewhere in those old rich countries. So I don't see anyone competing with Haaland at the moment for the prestigious award.
Okay. You came to the topic that I love most. A publication called One. I think it's an English publication. They are the ones who came up with that. I don't see anything that stopped Messi winning the Ballon d'Or. Now remember, Messi has just won
the World Cup.
Yeah,
the World Cup.
Yeah, he won the biggest tournament, the biggest spectacle. Not only in football, in sports. Football is big. It's bigger than any other. And remember, football, World Cup, it's not 7 games. It is played over a period of years.
Qualifying,
right?
Yeah. Qualifying
I think it's 4 years process. And what separates best players? Remember, Haaland is in England. Pep Guardiola puts it very well that he's getting a very good supply. Messi does it all alone. All right? And what separates a good player and other players is the man of the match. Once you're man of the match, you have beaten 21 guys in the field of play. Now, if you take man of the matches from qualifier to the tournament itself, how many Messi has won, man of the matches, all right? Even including in French Ligue 1, already there are people who are honest enough, they are saying he must be the player of the year in French Ligue 1 because of the play that he contributed, all right? Yes, of course, you lose 1 game or 2, be off form. And I can explain what happened to because I watch him, I follow him. And I say, the tournament itself, Pele has won 3 World Cups. But Pele has never won man of the matches 5 out of 7 games. This is unheard of. Do you understand? You cannot underestimate.
Yeah, but Saubrey, don't contradict yourself.
Yeah.
You said the World Cup is the most prestigious tournament in the world, which Pele have won 3.
3 times, yes.
And Messi have won 1.
Yes, yes. But I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. I say in terms of man of the match, when you're a man of the match, we have beaten 21 guys. Messi is the first player who has won 5 men of the matches in one tournament that has 7 games. And the second top goal scorer, losing by 1. And he could have drew Mbappe in terms of top goal scorer with the goal that he gave Alvarez to score. Because Messi is not a selfish player, he gave Alvarez to score. And that is why Alvarez go out and say, that goal belongs to Messi. I scored because he gave it to me. I'm just giving you. You know when it comes to this one?
No. Yeah. No, look, I don't like comparing generations. Pele played, in those times.
Yeah.
And Messi, plays now. So for me, it's unfair to compare, the two. They are legends in their own rights.
Yeah. No, I'm not comparing him and Pele. I just wanted to emphasize the point of saying men of the matches. That has never happened.
Okay.
It was for the first time a player won man of the match 5 times in a 7-game tournament. That's never happened. And if you go to qualifiers, I don't know how many men of the matches has won. If you go to Haaland, how many men of the matches has he won? In England only. You see?
Not a lot, yeah.
He's scoring goals. I agree with Pep Guardiola. He's getting a lot of supplies. That is why Lewandowski, why all the players respect Messi. Lewandowski says no striker will refuse to play with Messi. Messi deserves this Ballon d'Or. This Ballon d'Or, always when he's supposed to win, there's always an issue. I'll show you something before we go and the Messi special. Where he scored 52, they said, no, he never won a title. He didn't win the World Cup. Now he has won the major tournament. Now something else comes. He hasn't scored many goals. On this one, I'm not going to budge on this one. Lionel Messi deserves this. Now, I don't know whether you saw this young man. This is a new sensation. Yamal. Did you see them?
No. I haven't had a chance.
Fortunately enough, I saw him before they introduced him. I saw his clip before they introduced him. He's a very good player with left foot. Very skillful, but not a dribbler like Ronaldinho or Messi, but a very good player. If you remember Zinedine Zidane, Ace Ntwele, this is the player, and he's very quick. And you know what? They introduced him for 8 minutes, but in that 8 minutes, he nearly scored a goal. He nearly did an assist. 8 minutes. Can you believe?
His surname sounds African.
Yeah, African or Indian origin or Islamic or whatever, I don't know. Lamine Yamala, you know, watch this boy, Thabinho. We are going to
keep a close eye on him.
We are going to sing praises of this boy. And then now let's go to the league. Serie A, what do you think? Napoli, they should have wrapped it last week, and then they missed the opportunity. So now they still have to go for another leg. But it looks like it's in the bag. What surprises me is Sampdoria. Sampdoria is one of those old teams that have been there. And then, you feel very sorry. It's like Swallows, man. I'm happy that they've won. Because teams like Swallows, although I wanted Arthur to win, maybe he'll win the Nedbank. But it's not nice to see big teams like that. Sampdoria has been there for many years, and then to go there. And now Bundusliga. What do you think is going to happen here? Look at the gap between Dortmund and Bayern Munich. Remember, Bayern Munich has been dominating this league for many years. What's your take?
Farmers League, I call it the Farmers League.
Yeah. You think?
I'm a big Bayern fan, but I feel I think if not mistaken, they've won the league 14 times in a row.
Yeah.
They don't have competition. It's a one-horse race. Actually, it's the two-horse race because you'll always Dortmund and Bayern, chasing for the title. So yeah, but the one thing I like about German football is those smaller teams. They're very tough. I used to follow Bundusliga when they used to cover it on SABC3. I used to watch it because they used to play their games on Fridays. Average teams, those unpopular teams, they would play quality football. I think that league is it's a very strong league, one of the strong leagues.
Let me ask this question. Sorry, say.
No, I was saying the gap between Bayern and Dortmund. Like I said, the Farmers League, Bayern, they own the Bundesliga.
But don't you think that Bayern made a mistake by changing the coach within the year? Although they are not telling us what was the reason, because this guy had done well, everybody was still surprised. What made them to change that guy? Don't you think that played a major role?
They panicked. Yeah.
Because even today, I still ask myself, why was this coach let go? Because I think the man was doing well, and then he was taking them somewhere. Now, all of a sudden, he was, released. And remember, the guy was still in the Champions League. The guy was still doing well in the league. Maybe there was something that we don't know that happened. Don't you think so? That something.
For me, I think they panicked.
We think it was more of a panic than anything else.
Yeah, I think it's the same situation with Chelsea. How do you get rid of a coach that have just won the FIFA Club World Cup? How do you justify that decision?
Is it not maybe the issue of we have come in as the new owners? We want to show a point that we are the real owners of the team, and then we want to bring our men. Don't you think that could be maybe that could be the reason? Now,
but what is their men doing now? What is their men doing now?
Yeah, you see now, and I think Oliver Kahn and his people, they must fall on their swords. If they fail to win this tournament, this league, even the Champions League, although they're out, isn't it, on Champions League? So
yeah, they're out. Yeah.
So now
They lost to City, I think.
if they lose the league, they must fall on their sword. PSG, you know, they are losing it themselves. You know, I watch PSG all the time. I'm praying all the time that Messi must leave that team. Let me bring you the latest news about Messi, because people, Thabinho, you know, there are a lot of people who are doing podcasts. Many of us, and others, they just capitalize on wrong information just to get numbers, which is wrong.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. Give reliable information. The reliable information about Messi is this. It's very clear. Messi has the offer from the team from Saudi Arabia, which is offering an outrageous money. Of course, he rejected it. He wants to play in Europe. Messi is offered to go to MLS. MLS, even all the teams there, they say they'll put money together to ensure that Messi comes, just to boost their league. You know, and then those are the offers, and the right offers, the real offers that are there is PSG. PSG, Messi has never said no or yes. All right? He said he's still looking. He wants to know what is the project, what's happening next year, who are they bringing in, who's the coach, and all that. He's looking at those things. So those are things that make him to decide. Yes, of course, there is Barcelona. With Barcelona, we know Messi loves Barcelona. Messi wants to go to Barcelona. And there is a whole lot of offense from Barcelona trying to make sure that he comes. But the problem with Barcelona is the fair play issue.
Yeah.
The monies are not balancing. They must sell few players. They must reduce their salaries of many players if they are to bring Messi. And then it's a headache. And Tebas has already said he would prefer that you would prefer that they sort out those things. Thabinho, I think our show was too long, and I understand you are about to go to a meeting. Let me release you when I do the Messi special, which is the last section, which I wanted to share with you. Because as I said to you, well, this is one point before you leave. Look, in 2018, this is what they said. Messi was, I still believe, this is my suspicion, I may be wrong, that even the rules of the Ballon d'Or were changed so that Messi cannot win another title. That's my opinion, and I may be wrong on this one. 2018, they say he could not win because he didn't win the most important title, even though he had scored for 52 goals. That was 2018, right? And that title was won by Luka Modric. And I can still believe that was supposed to be won by Messi. 2023.
But did Modric win an important title?
Yeah, I think they won the Champions League at that year.
Oh, okay.
That year, yeah, Champions League. But you know what? There was no argument. 2023, no, Messi can't win the Ballon d'Or because he didn't score 52 goals. But he won the most important tournament not in football, in sport. You know what? Before you leave, let me make people aware, if they want to know more about the Big R, go to our website, which is www.tbr.solutions. We don't have .co.za. www.tbr.solutions. Thabinho, thank you very much for taking your time to be with us. I know that you are busy at work, and then let me allow you, but thanks for your time. Awuzange uphela umoya wena njengabanye baphela umoya.
Bahamba nge-run flat. Bahamba nge-run flat. Yeah.
All right, just greet everyone. Greet them farewell.
Thank you, Saubrey. Thank you, viewers, for watching. It's always a pleasure to be in the show, and I'm looking forward to the next show. Davieza, I'm just hoping, I'm keeping an eye on the recovery of Lodge. My hopes are on Lodge.
Okay. I hope Saddam will be available on Saturday. just before the cup. And then
maybe we should call him the Great Houdini.
Yeah, before I leave, your son is an athlete. If there are games, if there are races for him, please share the news, share the pictures. We'll share them.
Okay.
We'll share them
Okay,
for him to give him that mileage so that people know that he's a sportsman too. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Appreciated, Brazobi. Thanks, viewers.
Thank you. Thank you, Thabinho. Thank you. Thank you. You are still on air. Don't worry. You wanted to say
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
No, thanks.
Thanks, Thabinho.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from a TBR Solution. TBR Solution is a financial company that helps people to be financially savvy. I'm sure these days you are aware that prices are very up in terms of petrol, in terms of goods and services. Prices are very, very high. Now, these days, we are on a campaign to help those members of GPF or government employees, especially if you are 55 years old or above, and you are contemplating to resign or go on pension in 3 months' time. Give us a call or drop us a WhatsApp, then we'll call you back so that we help you to get your money expeditiously, as compared to sometimes people get their money after a long time. We will then transfer your money from GPF to Allen Gray, whom we have a relationship with. And the good news is, once the money has been transferred, you will choose how much you want to earn. If you happen to pass on, your spouse will also get the same amount. Then if it happens that both of you passes on, you would have appointed or selected beneficiaries. It could either be your children or anyone else. And there's nothing like age limit that they must be 22 or below. Even if they're above 22, they'll be able to get the inheritance from you. So that's how flexible it is. And then I know that sometimes people, they worry about medical aid and all that. We also have with other partners who assist you to get a medical aid. So if you want to learn more and get more information pertaining to that, just drop us a WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.